Shalom. The I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge, started at 125th Street, Harlem, New York City, under Commander GEN.YAHANNA. All right. This the I.S.U.P.K Fort Wayne class is live Wednesday. Okay. Today is the law class. But today, we finna be going over voting for Donald Trump or voting for Joe Biden is a sin against God. Okay. Now, how do we know this is a sin against God? How do we know? I mean, all Christians, we go to church, right? We go to church every Sunday. We tend to think that we do what God say to do, right? So we want to follow what God say do. So we read out of the Bible. How do we know that voting for Donald Trump, voting for Joe Biden, voting for anybody is a sin against God? Well, it's simple. You go learn from a priest and prophet, all right? And that priest and prophet in the I.S.U.P.K is going to point you to Deuteronomy 17 and verse 15. So if you're a black man, a black woman, Hispanic man, Hispanic woman, Native Indian man or woman, this video is for you. You understand? Because in today's time, 2020, we lost in this world. We forgot who we are. We forgot what ways of life that we should go about. We think voting is going to really save us out of this hellhole that we've been living in America, when that's really all a farce and a lie. Really all just a gimmick in the game been thrown over our head for years to think that voting is how we come out of poverty, signing a piece of paper and putting a new person in office, some greedy bastard in office. All right. So enough of that. Let's go straight to Deuteronomy 17 to 15. All right. So if you're watching this live, you can type in questions. If you're watching this on a playback, you can rewind and you can still, message us or get our contact info and ask us questions. All right. So let's go to Deuteronomy 17 and verse 15. All right. Deuteronomy 17 and verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set a king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set a king over thee. So first of all, the Lord said, one from thy brethren shall thou set a king over thee. Is Donald Trump or Joe Biden your brother? Okay, now this is what I'm saying. Don't get lost with me now, because we all thought we all go to church. No, we all love God. No, we all obey the law, right? I thought we all obey the law and love God and do what God say do. God said, don't appoint no king over you that's not your brother. Trump can't go to the hood and be in there in the hood gang banging, eating chicken. He ain't a brother. Joe Biden ain't a brother. These are white men. These are people that's from another nation that really could care less. That really, in all actuality, really hate you. All right. The same people that's in there signing papers, voting for this man and voting for that man is the same man that hates you. The same snake that the Most High was talking about in that garden. Not an actual snake, a man that described his characteristics. The so-called white man, Donald Trump and Joe Biden, are snakes. All right. So you voting for them is not going to change your social structure in life. The scripture said to not vote for a man. Don't put a man over you that's not even your brother. And that's just off the bat. That's off the rip. All right. Let's keep reading at Deuteronomy 17 to 15. Christians. All right. So thou mayest not be a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. Now, this is words of God. We all, everybody go to church, we all think that we pray to God. We think that we love God. We in there singing and dancing, but do we listen to what God say do? Are we really following the laws? The God said don't do that, but yet we still somehow our pastors still find a way to get us to go vote. The pastors is the number one people advocating you to go out and go vote. They telling you to join the military. They telling you get out there and vote. Vote and make a difference. Vote matters. Them same people that's up there that's supposed to have this Bible and telling you about God. When God said don't vote, don't put a man over you that is not of your brother. So if you're a black man or a black and Hispanic woman, do not go vote, because it is sin against God. You something that we didn't even know. We didn't even know there was a sin against God. Matter of fact, let's get the definition of sin, okay? Because I'm gonna break this down to you before we go to the next scripture. It says sin is a transgression against the law, divine and law. Okay, so if sin is a transgression against the law, that means that it was already a political stance. It was already a social structure put over us for us to follow. So if we breaking the transgression, if we breaking the law, somebody was already governing over us. So how are we voting now for Donald Trump if voting for Joe Biden when it was a sin in the first place to even go in that voting booth and even vote for Barack Obama, for anybody, for Bush, whoever you ever voted for? It's a sin. It's a sin against God, and that proves that you do not love God. You don't have the truth. You don't have the Bible. You understand? The black people as a whole, we are really, we in hell. We suffering, we dying every day. Every day. It's a pandemic. We've been dying before the COVID, man. We'd already had political problems before Donald Trump. We acting like this stuff is new. This stuff ain't new, black man. We already been through we already been through all type of pandemics that had destroyed the black neighborhood. It's a whole different country in jail, whole different set of black men that's in jail right now. You understand? We sinning against God and we paying for it. And we're gonna continue to pay for it because we still advocating voting and we still going in that booth voting for Donald Trump. Now, this ain't my words. This ain't none of our words. This is straight out of the Bible. You understand? This is something we reading this straight through the Bible. So if you got a problem with it, you have a problem with God. You sinning against God. All right. So, black man, you got to come out that Christian church. Don't go inside no more voting booths. Don't go inside not another church. Don't have your woman go inside that church no more. Tell your mama, get whoever you can out that church, but make sure you come out that church and you change your life. You come inside this school and you get strong. That's what life is about. You getting strong. You fighting through everything. Fighting, man. Going to the voting booth is not fighting. That's weak. That's, what man sits around and can't feed his children? Being oppressed in his neighborhoods and then get up and say, I'm about to go vote. I'm about to go sign a piece of paper. And that's going to change my condition. Maybe then, then no more kids to starve, huh? I don't think so. The devil is our oppressor, is ruling over us, and we in hell. All right. So let's get straight to the other scripture. All right. Let's go to Samuel chapter 8 and verse 4. All right. Now, this is a little history for you. This is a little backdrop because we don't go into the Old Testament a lot in the Christian church, but we're gonna break it down for you right now. All right. Because everything we're going through now, we all been through it before. Now, this is the book of Samuel. Samuel chapter 8 and verse 4. All right. Now, listen to this carefully, black man and black woman. Then all the elder of Israel gathered themselves together. Now, Israel is the blacks and Hispanics, the native Indians. All right. When you say Israel, just think of the ghetto. Think of the borrows. Okay. Now, picture this in your mind. When they say Israel gathered together, just think about all the people in the hood, came out, just like everybody rallied for Black Lives Matter. All the blacks and Hispanics gathered together. All right. Gathered themselves together and came to Samuel and Ramah. Now, all these blacks and Hispanics gathered themselves together and they came before two people. They came before Samuel. Okay. Now, let's read why they came to Samuel. Why was every black and Hispanic gathering together? All right, let's continue reading. Verse 5. And said unto him, behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy ways. They told Samuel that you old and your son don't walk in your ways. Okay? Because Samuel was ruling over Israel. Samuel was who God appointed over Israel. The people of Israel came to him and said, man, you old, man. You old as hell. Your sons don't, they ain't nothing like you. They're not walking in your ways. You old as hell. We don't want you to be over us no more. And this sounds like just like black people. This is what blacks and Hispanics do. That's why this is in the Bible. When they say Israel gathered themselves together, all the niggas gathered themselves together. Came before Samuel and said, man, you old. All right, now let's keep reading. Now make us a king to judge us like all the other nations. There's just like blacks and Hispanics. They came to Samuel and said, man, you old as hell. Your sons ain't finna be nothing like you. We don't want you to be over us. Give us a king, man. Let's make a voting system like, the so-called white man got, and the Asians. Why we don't got that? That's what blacks and Hispanics do. We rebellious against God. God tells us to do one thing, we sin against God and do another thing. All right, let's keep reading. Verse 6. But the thing displeased Samuel when they said, give us a king to judge us. And Samuel prayed unto the Lord. Now, this thing, when it came to Samuel, Samuel is a prophet, right? He's appointed by God. Samuel is hardcore. Samuel is cutthroat. He's the same man that's inside the I.S.U.P.K, the priest and prophet. And the rest of the people, Israel, is the same people that's smoking weed today, sinning against God today. Samuel was displeased when they said, put us a king over us like the other nations. Samuel in his mind, like, how did God said, don't, this ain't what God said do. What is this? Like, what the hell is going on? Why do y'all want to be like the other nations? This displeased Samuel. All right. This is not because Samuel knows. Samuel understands that this thing that the other nations are doing is not of God. All right. Let's keep reading. Verse 7. And the Lord said unto Samuel, hearken unto the voice of thy people and all that they say unto thee, for they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me. The Lord told Samuel, they just listen to them. They ain't rejecting you. They rejected me. The Lord told them what to do. Told them, don't put no king over you. But what did the blacks and Hispanics still want to do? What do we still want to do? Just as today, right now, 2020. We trying to go vote. We trying to find out who we voting for. And God, this is an abomination in the eyes of the Lord. This is an abomination in the eyes of the Lord. And when we break this down, this go over blacks and Hispanics' head. But you really got to be tuned in to really understand what God is talking about. All right? So let's get some more on it. Where we at? Okay, this is the middle of verse 7. Samuel 8 and verse 7. That I should not reign over them. Verse 8. According to all the works which I have done since the day I have brought them out of Egypt, even until this day. Now, let me give you a little backdrop real quick. Now, this is real quick for just so you can understand what God is saying. Okay, so let's get an overview real quick. All right, you got Samuel, who was pointing over the people, over the blacks and Hispanics, right? Samuel was telling the blacks and Hispanics how to go about life, the structure of life, what's the laws and what's to do. And this is all appointed by God through Samuel. Then all of a sudden one day, blacks and Hispanics like, damn, the Asians, they over there, they got a vote, they got a voting booth. Why we ain't got that? Because that's how blacks and Hispanics is. Every other nation have something. Blacks and Hispanics want to do that. They want to worship that. They want to make that their religion. They seen voting booths. They seen Donald Trump's and Joe Biden's govern over the other nations. Now the blacks and Hispanics came to Samuel and said, we want that. That's what we want. We want kings over us. And that displeased Samuel, but even more, that disgusted God. That's a sin against God. All right. And God said, after all the works I did, I led them out of Egypt. We was in slavery in Egypt, man. Slavery. We was on drugs, man. We was getting the backs whips, building pyramids for Pharaoh. Kids not eating, suffering and dying. We in that just like we are in today's time, man. We in poverty at the bottom of the social system, the bottom of the barrel. We worried about how to get our credit right. We worried about how we gonna raise our children, how we gonna do this, how we gonna eat today and feed our children tomorrow. How we gonna pay for this bill? How we gonna pay for that bill? How we not gonna get evicted? We're going through all these things. Then God come one day and come save us out of that hellhole. Brought us out of Egypt. Parted that Red Sea through Moses. Drowned Pharaoh and all his men, all his mighty men. For us to turn around and say, we want a goddamn voting booth. To vote for what? Black man. What exactly are you voting for? Joe Biden? Listen here, black man, Hispanic man. If you're watching this video, don't go vote, man. It's a sin against God. All right. You can look up many videos, classes of us breaking this down. This is a sin against God to even think to go vote for another man that ain't even your brother. Some man that hates you. The same man that if he got a chance, he'll lynch you. hang you up on the tree and watch your kids, watch you suffer for breath and die. That same man, Donald Trump, hates blacks and Hispanics. It ain't my opinion. It ain't, it ain't fair, fun and games. This is facts, man. This is straight out of the Bible. All right. Now, you discussing the Lord if you still go out there and go vote after hearing this video. Share the video, like the video, show a family member, try to change somebody's life. You know somebody in prison that need this, give it to them in prison, man. Give them a flyer, tell them to call the number. All right, let's continue. Let's get some more before we go to the next scripture. Wherewith they have forsaken me and serve other gods, so do they also unto thee. The Lord said, you forsaken thee and serve other gods. We'd have forgot about the Lord that took us out of Egypt. The black God. We don't even do. Have you ever heard of a black God, man? We ain't never even heard of a black God. All you know is white Jesus. We'd have forsaken the Lord, man. And it's absolutely disgusting. All right. And this is why we live in the way we live in. Even the priests of the prophets. We in here we changing brothers' lives, brothers risking their life, putting their life on the line just to raise another black man up, just to watch another black man smoke weed. All right. We sinning against God. Our neighborhoods are destroyed, drug filled with poverty, homeless, prostitution, drug addiction, everything, every disease, every vile thing you could think of is going on in the black community. And we just smoke our life away to, make us ignore the pain that we're really going through. When really we suffering, man. And that marijuana, that weed that you smoking ain't going to help it. What's going to help it is for you to get strong, black man. Like, you got to raise your house up. You don't need, imagine you got problems in your household and you voted for Donald Trump to fix it. No, black man, you fix your own house with the help of the priest and prophet. You don't have to smoke weed, black man. You don't have to strip, black woman. We stripping for dollar bills, man. For dollar bills. And then you come out the strip club getting ready to go to the voting booth. Smoking your weed, you getting high on the way to go vote. You understand? Like, we are all backwards in this place. You gotta really lift your spirit up, black man, and change your life. All right. Let's continue on to verse 9. Now, therefore, hearken unto their voice, howbeit, yes, yet protest assembly unto them. Okay, let me skip down. Let's go to Salaki. Let's go skip down to verse 14. All right. And he will take your fields and your vineyards and your oil yards, even the best of them, and give them to his servants. Now, this is God telling you what the king is gonna do. All right. Now, the God is telling you, you got a king pointed over you. That man is gonna abuse you. He gonna take the best of what you get. You get paid what you get paid every 2 weeks. God damn it. You get paid every 2 weeks. You think you finna get this big check. No, you not. Why? Because Donald Trump needs that money. What they say, you ever heard of Uncle Sam? This is who God is talking about. Uncle Sam, you can't even go buy a car without getting taxes and buy a toothbrush. You can't even buy a toothbrush without paying taxes on it. This man is, absolutely the greed of the earth. That's why the scriptures say the belly of the beast. This is where we at. We in the belly of the beast. This big beast, this monster that just gobble up everything. Take taxes out of everything. This is what God was telling you. He gonna take the best of your best of everything that you got and put it and use it for himself. But that's who you want to vote for. That's the life that you want to live. All right. Let's keep going. Verse 15. And he will take the 10th of your seed and your vineyards and give it to his officers and servants. And he will take your manservants and your maiden servants and your goodless young men and your asses and put them to his work. He will take 10 of your sheep and shall be his servants. And ye shall cry out in that day because of your king. Now, this is of the God. Now, I mean, if this ain't enough for you, then maybe the Christian church is what you need. You understand? Maybe, Maybe that is what you need: the Christian church and homosexual lifestyle and singing and dancing, because it can't get no more cut than this. You can't break it down no more. God said right here in verse 18, and ye shall cry out in that day, because your king, which ye serve, shall choose you. All right. Now this is a king that you chose over you. You know, we go vote and then we sit in our rooms and cry because we backed up in debt. You can't pay this and you can't pay that. You can't get the credit right. And you know, you got a bad job. They treating you horrible at work and they taking all the money out your paycheck. You sit in there and you just one day you just break down and cry out. You ain't got nobody to cry to. You just in the room crying because you don't know what's wrong with your life. What's wrong with your life is that you wanted to vote for these people. This is who the people you want to put in office. All right. This is the people that you voted for, Donald Trump and Joe Biden. If you vote for them, you sin against God. And this is why God is letting you feel that pain. And this is why we in hell right now, because we sin against God. The voting system is a gimmick in the game. No black and Hispanic man should ever vote ever again in his life. No black man. How we go from Black Lives Matter to go to vote? We got the taxpayer, the cops get paid off our tax money. You slaving every day, you and your woman, y'all slaving, trying to get the money. They got a big check, a big chunk of it come out and pay the taxpayers. Guess where the tax money go? The cops. You funding your own murder. How I'm going to work, I get all these taxes taken out of my check and then get turned around and get killed by the same people that the taxpaying dollars go to, the cops. We don't even realize that the cops get paid off your tax money, and then they turn around and kill your sons. Think about it. And then we think that voting is going to change that. No, you vote for Joe Biden or Trump or Barack Obama or whoever, that tax money is still going to fund the police academy. Go raise up new officers to kill your sons, kill your daughters, and harass you on everyday basis. And this is why the Lord said you're going to cry out. The Lord understands. The Lord knows blacks and Hispanics, man. He knows that you're going to cry out. You be ignorant and you want to do it your way. All right, go ahead. That's why the Lord told Samuel, hearken into their words, because the Lord know they're going to come back crying. They're going to be in pain. They're going to be suffering. They ain't going to be able to get their life right. They ain't going to know how to raise their children. They're going to be on drugs. They're going to be on crack. The relationship between the mother and the father broken up. Never experienced a two-parent household. Relationship between you and your father broke up. Never experienced what it was like to have a father. Some people grow up, never experienced their parents at all. Some people grow up, mothers on crack. Mothers is a dope fiend. Daddy in jail, in prison. And life is all good because we're going to go vote, right? Nah. Life is horrible right now. It's absolutely horrible. But you can change that. All by the power of the black man. Putting down the cigarette. Putting down the whores. The whores get off the strip poles. We'll change this community. We'll change. Do what God say to do and serve Christ as our king. That's our only true one king. We don't have to vote. Christ is already elected forever. Christ is in the scene. He's at the top of the throne. All right, black man. Let's finish this chapter. Verse 19. Nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel. And they said, nay, but we will have a king over us. The Lord said they're going to go out there. They crying and they suffering, they in pain. But remember when they told Samuel, nah, we want a king over us like the rest of the nations. This is the life that we chose, man. Look at us, black man. Like, how much longer do we got to suffer? Every day you waking up at the middle of your sleep, waking up in the morning, you wake up in the morning depressed. Depressed. You know how I know you wake up depressed? The first thing a black man do, he wake up, he ready to smoke some weed. He ready to pop a pill. He take a pill to bed, wake up, and he smoke some weed. You depressed. You have problems in your life. Black man try to act like he ain't got no problems because he got a little bit of money. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care what rapper, how many rap hit songs you make. I don't care how many hits movies you make. Look at Bill Cosby. Look at R. Kelly. Who made more hits than R. Kelly? R. Kelly sing his ass off. R. Kelly ass in jail now. You think the money gonna save you? No. Because you can't run from the justice of God. Oh, you think money is gonna save you? Look at O.J. Simpson. Look what the hell he went through. You understand? You can't run from God, man. All right. All right. So let's read verse 20. That we also be like all the nations, and that our king may judge us and go out before us and fight our battles. Now, this is all with all the blacks and Hispanics. All right. Now, the whole overview of this Samuel chapter 8 is about how the blacks and Hispanics went into this man. He's an elderly priest. They told him he old as hell. His sons don't look like they ever gonna be nothing. We want a king over us. We want a big king over us to rule, to fight for us in battle. But then God told Samuel, hearken unto them. After Samuel hearkening to them, they got a king put over them, and the king robbed them and raped them of all their goddamn goods and their money. Messed up their economy system, put them in poverty, and made their life horrible. They came out crying to God, and God told them, remember the day that you told me you don't want me to be over you no more. You wanted the king. And this is what we get in 2020. Suffering and dying in this place. Yet, we trying to find out who to vote for. Christ is your king, all right? And you ain't got to go voting and looking for nowhere else. Your king is already elected, all right? Now, let's get this last scripture so we can get this out of here. Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1. All right, now this is the prophet Isaiah. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1. Woe. What is it? What does woe mean? All right, when it say it's spelled W-O-E. This is in the scriptures, you know. In the Christian church, they try to tell you like Christ and God just loves everything, kisses and hugs. Valentine's Day and love Big Mama, and no sin, nothing can go wrong. But it say woe unto the rebellious children. Woe means destruction. All right. Now the Lord is saying, and this is the book of Isaiah, saying death unto the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and cover the covering, but not of my spirit. The Lord said, death unto them that take counsel, not of me. What's the Lord's counsel? The Lord's counsel is the counsels of the I.S.U.P.K. If you ain't in them counsels, woe, destruction is coming into you. All right. The tornado, a tornado might sweep through your house and, just tell everything you got. Who knows? Because this is the prophecy. Woe unto them that take counsel, man. That whole political debate, the Democratic and Republican and all that bull crap, them is big councils. The Democratic Party is a huge council that a group of people get together and they say, all right, let's have a council. What's the best plan? All right, I think the best plan, we can lower taxes down on the property taxes, and we can maybe, we can make engineer houses, flip houses, and we can get the best profit out of, because we ain't gonna have to pay that big property value. And then the Republicans, now we want big property values because we own the property and we want people to pay big property taxes. And all this is all confusion in this world. And it's a big council that is either Democratic or Republican Party. And the black man don't know which one he want to be. Did you know the black man used to be a Republican? Now all the black people want to be Democrats. You don't know what the hell you want to be. That's why the Lord said, destruction unto the rebellious children that take counsel, not of me, but of other things that are not in my spirit. All right. We taking counsels from everything except for God. We sinning against God when we vote for Donald Trump or Joe Biden. Black man, if you watching this class live, or if you watching the playback, like and share the video, man. All right, this is an order coming from the I.S.U.P.K. Like and share the video. Don't be selfish with the information. Maybe somebody can use this information and want to change their life. All right, everybody don't want to vote, don't want to go to church like you. All right. Everybody don't want to vote for Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Some people want a black man, strong black man, to rule the earth. And if that's you, get in contact with the I.S.U.P.K. All right. Until then, shalom.